Good afternoon, everyone. Let's just bring the pages up to make sure we're on there. Don't think I've got quite used to it being dark outside now. I've got all the lights on, so I'm just getting used to this. So we're live on all those pages. That's good. And we've got the lovely Kim from Pink Frog Crafts. She should be with me on the keyboard. So to answer any of your questions that you've got at all, please feel free to ask. Okay, so welcome to my craft room. I have started doing some tidying up this week, believe it or not, so I'm getting quite pleased. My desk was clear, but then I've gathered all my supplies for today, and yeah, it's not looking quite so clear now. So can you all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Am I getting thumbs up? It's right, I can't see all the comments. This happens to me every time. Oh, I can see Karen's here. That's the only comment I can see at the moment. It's right, I'm on my iPad as well, so I'm trying to read comments and can't. And whenever I go on it, it tends to freeze the screen. So I'm going to leave it as is. So let's just wait for a few more people to come in, because I've got a couple of new products to share with you as well on today's live. So looking forward to sharing those with you. So today we're going to be talking about 15 by 42 cardstock. All right, so you know with Pink Frog cards and crafts, you get your card that is unscored. So I thought we will start this afternoon's project. We'll do a couple of the score folds, and I'm going to be using the same size cardstock on Friday in the live and also next Wednesday. So you're going to use the same size for the next 3 lives, so which is fabulous. So we can just find one cardstock and we can get on with doing our live. So let's just see who else is there. Right, I'm going to pop you in the overhead, or put my camera in the overhead, so you can look straight down on my craft desk and we can make a start and do some crafting. Okay, so bear with me while I just pop you up the top here. So here we go. Let's pop you straight up in here. Well, one thing I do have to do, you don't want to look at the ceiling. You want to look down here where all the business is going to happen. Right, so there should be a good shot of my craft desk. I'm just getting this level. There we go. We're all ready to go. So sorry if I gave you a little bit of a headache there with getting the camera on shot. See, I've gathered all my supplies ready to do the craft along. Okay, which is going to be good. So let me just take that off there so I can try and see any comments that come up. So I'm going to move these to start. I'm just going to stick to my scoreboard here, because as I said to you, we're going to look at some of the card folds before we start. So today I am going to be using, and on Friday and also next Wednesday, I'm going to be using the same size cardstock, which is 15 centimetres by 42. Okay, so we're using the same size card. And you know, with your unscored card from Pink Frogs Crafts and Cards, you always get your fold sheet. So with this size card, you can do 10 different folds. So that gives you 10 different ideas of making different size cards. Let me see. I'm not seeing the live chat. Is it coming up? No. Oh, there we are. I can see some now. That's it. And a few more of you have joined in. That's lovely. Now, I don't know whether this is going to come on the screen or not. There we go. So this was probably going to send my cameras a bit doolally because it's so white. I'm going to try and hold it that you can try and see this texture, because this isn't just any white card that I'm using here today. Now, can you see that lovely texture? This is leather textured card from Pink Frog. This is something new that we've got. So it's lovely and got that gorgeous texture, which you can see there. But on the reverse, it's plain and smooth. So we can use it to make lovely cards, but you've got a lovely smooth interior as well. Now, if I bring a piece over, I've just done some swiping again down with my ink pad, so you can see that fabulous texture that you've got going on there. Okay, so you can see that gorgeous texture, but it is lovely. So I would recommend giving it a go. So let me move some of these out of the way, because I said we're going to do some card folds. Now, with this size, you're going to get 10 folds. Now, I can't see everybody's comments, but what I like to do is at the end of the live, I sit down with a cuppa and I will go through and answer all your comments. Okay, if you're late, don't worry, because the videos go up on YouTube, so you can find them there. The lovely Kim will share those with you as well. So I'm just going to do 5 of the card folds today out this sheet. And then next Wednesday, when I do another card with you with this card size, I'm going to do the other 5 card folds. So we're sort of putting it over the two weeks. So the first fold I'm going to do is 21 centimetres. And you know what I'm going to tell you to do. Give that a little burnish. And this is going to straight away give you your landscape C5, but you can have it portrait as well. And if I bring in some finished samples just to share with you, so you've got the landscape version, so you can open it like that and it goes perfectly in a C5 envelope, and you can also purchase those from Pink Frog. So you've got the sort of landscape version, and again you've got these gorgeous poppies. These are going to be coming up, but you can also have the card that goes round as a portrait, again using the lovely poppies, so you can choose which way round you have them. So that is our landscape card. So the next one we're going to do is the gatefold. Okay, now this time, this is by other scoreboard, but I'm also going to share with you a scoreboard that Pink Frog carry. So if you're sitting on the fence or you haven't got a centimetre scoreboard and you're thinking, well, I can't join in because I haven't got a centimetre scoreboard, Pink Frog now stock these as well. So this is the Scoremaster from Crafter's Companion, but they have this on their website. The nice thing about this is you've got centimetres on one side, and on the reverse, you've got inches. Okay, so you can choose either or. And it's a good size to pop in your bag when you're crafting on the go. Okay, so I'm sure Kim will put the link up for that as well if anybody's interested. So let's now do a gatefold. So we're going to go 10.5 from each end. So button it right up nice and flat to 10.5, and then again doing those lovely burnishing. I'll be in your ear with my burnishing, so you've got a nice gatefold. And let me just bring a finished sample in here to share with you as well. So there's a lovely finished sample. This is using our tonal kit, which is the light pink and the light brown, but it just gives a difference. But again, this is going to fit inside your C5 envelope. So that's your gatefold. So now let's bring another one through, and this time let's do a pocket tent. Now this time I'm going to bring this one in because I need a 21. And to save messing about and for quickness, so you're going to do that half fold, but then you're going to do 6 centimetres from each end. So 6 centimetres that end, 6 centimetres on this end, and yes, you're going to burnish all those lovely folds. Okay, so bring those in here. Now you can go in with red line tape. You could go in with glue, but I think actually for a little bit of quickness, I'm going to go in with my red line. I've got some 6mm here. So again, you know, Pink Frog with the red line tape, it comes on 30-metre rolls. So most red line tape's only on 5. This comes on 30. So it's fabulous. Lasts longer. And the thing I also like about it, I know I shouldn't be raving on about red line tape, but I do, it's got a nice hard plastic centre. Now I don't know about anybody else, I bought red line tape in the past. It's got a cardboard centre, and when I've got it in and out of my craft bag, because I'm a crafter on the go, it's got mashed up, it's got dented, and then I always end up having to put it in the bin. Now, see, someone just asked the finished sizes of the card. These will go into a C5 envelope. I'm going to pop it on my board in a minute. In fact, let me move that out of the way so I can just burnish this down. So you know what I'm going to tell you, red line tape. Give that a quick burnish, because you're pushing the glue from the tape into the fibres of the card. And then just remove the backing. Okay, fold that over, and again on the other side. Now this is a great card if you're giving things like gift tags or a little invitation. This is a brilliant card to use. So this is your, we're calling it a pocket or tent card, and if I bring a finished sample in here, you'll see that you've got little pockets that you can add little invitations, photographs, little gift vouchers, anything you like. Now the size of this one, I saw someone did just ask, is in old money. I've got old money here on my desk, sorry, is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then if I just get my ruler out, you're going to go, it's just under 15 by just under 15. Okay, so that's in centimetres. The other couple that we made, again, these go in your C5 envelope. So obviously these are 15 centimetres by 21. But if you're in old money, as in inches, it's 8 1/4 by just under 6 inches. So that will fit in your C5 envelope. Now let's do a quick trifold. So let's bring this one up again. I'm going to get another sheet of this gorgeous card. So with your trifold, this is great because you can use this in several ways. Okay, so let me just share that with you. So the trifold one, you're going to do 14 centimetres on each end. And let's just give that a little score. Now you can use this in 2 different ways. This is the nice thing about a trifold card. So you've got, we call it trifold because obviously you've got the 3 patterns. Now if you're someone that likes aperture cards, this is really good if you want to die cut this front piece out here and then stick that front piece to the next piece. You've made yourself a nice aperture card. So that is another way you can use it. All right, but if I bring a couple of samples in here, you've got the lovely trifold going on here. So it's going to stand on your mantelpiece as like a Z fold. So you've got your 2 elements and a lovely place to write a sentiment. So that's one way you can do it. Or you can do it this way, where you've got your trifold and you open it out that way. Now, if you're going to do this way, just cut a tiny little slither off this right-hand side so it fits nicely when you fold that down. Okay, so that's the trifold. I'm going to do one more with you today, Okay, so for this one, I'm going to need 2 pieces of card because we're going to do a pop out. So we're having one as our card base. Okay, and then you're going to need another one. Oh, don't want the one with the red on it. I suppose I could have used the one with the red on it. It wouldn't matter really. The next one you're going to do at 21 and 10.5 from each end. Okay, now these are very dramatic cards. I think these look absolutely fabulous when you see them. Again, we're going to do some burnishing to burnish those brilliant folds. And even though we're using the leather textured card here, you will notice that I'm not getting any cracking at all going on when this is burnished. So to get your pop out card, you're going to take the card blank, and I've put my glue over on my tray. So I'm going to just go in with my EVA glue this time. So you're going to pop glue on one of the ends. So the nice thing with the fine nozzle glue bottles is you can go close to the end, but not over it. And then you're going to match your card base up along with that, and then just line that up so that is level. And again, giving that a good burnish. Fold that shut and then just glue on the other end of the panel. And then you can close that one shut so that will match up as well. Give that a burnish. Let me just wipe my... Always remember to wipe your glue bottles before you put your lids back on, ladies and gentlemen, because it helps to keep them going. So now, when we open this up, you've got your lovely pop out card, and that's using 2 card blanks. But again, this is going to go in your C5 envelopes, so you haven't got to worry. All these cards will fit in those envelopes, and as I said, they are available from Pink Frog as well. So let me just show you some finished samples with these. So again, I've got the tonal kit going on here, and you can see how lovely that looks. That's going to be a real mantelpiece pleaser on anybody's mantelpiece, isn't it? Absolutely glorious. Now you can take this a step further if you wish. I bring this one in just by sort of die cutting the centerpiece out, or doing this with your trimmer. You're making it more, you can see the sentiment through there. It's just giving it a totally different look. So we've gone from the normal pop out to die cutting a nice aperture in so you can see your sentiment. So that is your lovely pop out card. So that's giving you 5 card folds with the card size that we're using today, which is the 15 by 42. But today we are going to do a bit of a craft along, and we're going to make this little beauty. So let me move some things out of the way. Let me just have a quick sip of my tea. I've got my cup of tea, you see, to join you. So a little sip of tea. I think Kimberly's keeping up with all the comments. I'm not seeing them still for some reason. But oh, they're coming back now. They're coming back. So we're going to make this lovely card. So straight away, I'm going to take one of my card blanks. Now, this size card is not on your card fold sheet. So this is now where you can really enjoy making one of these, okay, because this isn't on your sheet. So what we're trying to do with the craft alongs is we're sharing what you're going to get in your packs, but also by giving you something new that you haven't had before. And of course, by sharing this with you, you haven't got this card fold on your sheet. All right, so I'm going to need I've got all my supplies just here. So let me move all this out of the way. So I've got space. So this is made with one card blank. And obviously you're going to need some of your offcuts. You've got a space here for writing a sentiment. But I thought we'd do a lovely Remembrance Day with the poppies because it's coming up and I wanted to share that with everybody. So let's pop that to one side. I've got a 15 by 42 card blank and I'm going to cut this in half at 21 centimetres. So I've now got 2 pieces at 21 centimetres. Let me just push that door to, that's fine. And one of them you're going to keep blank. And then the other one here, we're going to do some scoring. So I've got it in my scoreboard. I'll try and hold it up square. I can't quite see my measurements, but I should be fine. So I've got my centimetre measurements going along here. So I'm going to go in at 2.5 centimetres, 5 centimetres, 7.5 centimetres and 10 centimetres. Okay, so we've got that one all done, and you know what I'm going to tell you to do. Yes, you've guessed it. We're going to give that a little burnish. So just burnishing that down, no problem at all. And this is going to create the front square in our box, in our card. Now I have seen cards like this where they're double-sided, they look like books, but I haven't seen it done as one side, and I thought this lends itself really well to having this size card fold. So with our glue, what you're going to do is you're going to put glue on the last panel. Okay, so close to the edge, but not on top. And this is going to, let me just share that way around, I think it's better. We're going to roll it round. Okay, so you can see that, that's a straight bit. This is our 4 that we've scored. You're going to butt that up to that score line and it just folds flat. So give that a nice burnish as well. Let that glue sink in. So that's going to give us our nice boxed end. Okay, so now let's start doing some stamping. So I'm going to start off with the plain piece that we've got. And for today's craft along, I'm using the Pink Frog poppy stamps. So these are available. Kim would be sharing some links. If you haven't already seen these are gorgeous because you've not only got these gorgeous poppies and leaves, you've got some lovely sentiments that we don't always see, you know, with sympathy, so sorry. But you've got this lovely background stamp. And I'm trying to think if I've got a sample here where it's been used. No, I haven't got it on that one. Let me have a think. I can't remember if I bought one in or not. No, I didn't, but I've got another one I'm going to share with you. Okay, so they're the poppy stamps we're going to use. Also with these, see, these are my well-loved poppy stamps. You can see how well-loved they are. So also with these, we do the actual dies that match the stamps. So these fit perfectly over our stamps. So we do those as well. So if you haven't, you know, you got the stamps perhaps and not the dies, it's a great time to get hold of those. So all these shapes, even down to this little seed one, fits on top of there. All right, and we're going to be using the dies as well. If anybody is interested in the storage that us girls use here at Pink Frog, the lovely Hazel did a video on how to make it. It's just made out of our craft card. And Kim, if you go to Pink Frog's Inspirations, she set the video as a feature at the top of the page. So you've got it there if you want to make your own. But all mine are stored like this. So let me get my stamp. So I'm going to be using the big head stamp. So I'm just going to pop that on my stamping block. Okay, so I've got my stamp. Let me get my inks. Now, who came along and did the craft along that we did with Mask It the other day? So I did a craft along Facebook Live with Mask It, and I'm going to use Mask It today. I've actually cut myself an oval, okay, with the Mask It, and I know someone's going to ask me the size, so let me share. Now you notice with Mask It, if you've missed the Facebook Lives, don't forget to go back. If you go on Pink Frog's Inspirations website, you'll see all the past Facebook Lives, so you can see them and still craft along with us. So let me bring the measurement in if anybody's asking. So in old money, this one is about 5 inches in full length, which in centimetres, it's all right, this is magnetic ruler, which isn't very good to use on here, is about 12.5 centimetres. So that is the Mask It that I'm going to use to actually make so you can write your sentiment. Okay, that's what that's going to be used for. So let's take this off. Now the other thing I'm going to do first actually is, we're going to attach this box, which was 2.5. I'm going to just do myself with my scoreboard a very faint line at 2.5. I'm not doing a big score. I'm just going to do a faint 2.5. So I can see where this is going to be glued. All right, so there's no point me wasting my ink over a part that's going to be glued. Now I'm working on this lovely textured side, this leather look textured side of the cardstock. So I'm going to pop my Mask It on here. So I'm just going to peel this off, and I'm going about halfway. So it's going to go about here, and I'm just centralising this up. Let me just make sure when this is on the top, that's fine. And I have die cut that bit ready, but that's fine. That's gonna all work. So once I've got my Mask It down, what I like to do, because I can just see that I've got a little piece there that's raveled down, that's fine. So just go in with your bone folder. Don't be afraid that you're rubbing this down and you're not going to get it up, because you will. That's what Mask It is all about. So we've got our Mask It down. I've got myself some red ink as well. So now I'm just going to do some random stamping, and I haven't got to worry that I'm not going to have my nice aperture left. But you can see how beautifully crisp that stamp is. I should perhaps come down a little bit, but I'm thinking we're all in a nice position, so I'm going to actually leave the camera where it is. You can see what I'm doing. So just stamping that on. I'm doing first generation stamping all the time. Okay. Let's do some more of these up the top. But just go around. Don't be worried if it's not perfect, because you're making a background. These work really well to make backgrounds for your projects as well. Don't be afraid to use your stamps and inks to make backgrounds. Okay. Because I did a scrapbook class that I'm teaching again tomorrow actually with my ladies, and we did a similar thing just with black and white, and they all loved it. So rather than having pattern paper, we actually made our own. So it just shows that you can. Making sure I don't get too inked up. So bringing that down. I'm leaving a gap in the middle because I'm going to be sticking another oval on there, so that's not a problem at all. I hope you're all enjoying the craft alongs that Claire and I are bringing you. I just feel at the moment with no crafty telly that we can share some tips and ideas with you all. So I think I'm about there. So that is my lovely stamped image. Let me just get myself a wet wipe to wipe this down. If there's any comments at all, I'm sure the lovely Kim will answer or help out with anything at all. But I think you will agree that the stamps are absolutely lovely. And the nice thing is this is on the textured leather card, but it doesn't interfere with any of the stamping that you're seeing. It still stamps an absolute dream. Let me pop this back in its cover. There we go. Let's pop the lid on that and put that out of the way. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to bring in some Distress ink this time. And I'm bringing in a blender brush. If you haven't got a blender brush, you can do this very easily as well with your sponge blenders. Okay, so don't be afraid if you haven't, because you can do it quite easily with that as well. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any other comments or anything coming up. Yeah. So with your blending brushes, I'm just going to ink up my brush. And then I'm just going to rub over to give a background to my cards. And I'm getting that lovely leather texture all the way through. Now, some people like to watch the craft alongs and then do it after, and you can quite easily do that because Kim at Pink Frog uploads these to the Pink Frog YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked out the Pink Frog YouTube channel, please do go and press subscribe, and then you'll see the next time something new is coming up. And she set a playlist on the YouTube channel for craft alongs. So you're always going to find them in one place. So it's a great place to go to and remind yourself about some of the techniques, or if your Crafty Mojo goes walkabout, it's a great way to refresh yourself. So we've got our background for our card. We've done our stamping. We've done some blending on here. Now, I did say to you as well, you can go in with your sponge, and you quite easily can. And I've just put some water on that, so that was a bit daft. So actually, I'm going to get another one. So if we just take our sponge, go on a dry bit in my mat, you can quite easily go round with your sponge as well. Okay, so don't be worried if you haven't got a brush. You can use your sponge quite happily. Let's move all that out of the way. So now I'm going to peel my Masket back because I can put it back on its carrier sheet because I can use that again. So if you're batch making cards, perfect. And then so pop that on there. So look how nice and crisp that comes out. You don't get any bleeding underneath there at all. So that's our background more or less done. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut an oval. So I've got one lot prepared. So let me do one more oval. So let me bring my die cutting machine in. I'm using the Gemini today. If any of you have got a Gemini and you need spare plates at all, again, Pink Frog stock Gemini plates as well. So don't be afraid if you need new plates, because we've got that covered as well, which is absolutely marvellous. So I'm just cutting a piece again of the leather look card from that scrap I had, and let me pop that way round, and I'll take a bit of my repositionable tape to hold that in place. So this is the leather look card I'm using here, and then I'm going to take a bigger oval die now, and this time I've got it tucked away under here somewhere, really safe. Oh my word, you need to see this. Look at this. Isn't this absolutely glorious? Now this comes in A6, and it is the, I'm sure it's the red velvet off the top of my head, but we're going to cut a bigger one of those. Let me just stick that on. So that is A6. So that fits on your sort of 6x4 cards if you're working in Old Bunny. Okay, so let's pop that on as well. I'm just putting a piece of repositionable tape on there, and I will pass that through my machine. So any questions, please feel free to just ask away. Don't worry about if it's a silly question, because in crafting, to me, there are no silly questions. So I'm using the repositionable tape here, and again, you can use that again and again. That's the Scotch one. And if you're in need of any of that, because it's perfect for making sure your dies stay in the right spot, again, Pink Frog stock this as well, and the lovely Kimberly, I'm sure, will share a link for you, because it's not always readily available. Now this is on this lovely textured card, so if I take that repositionable tape off, can you see it hasn't marked the card at all? Okay, so it is really good to have in your crafty arsenal, and a roll of that will last you a long time, believe you me. So it's not like something you're buying every 5 minutes. So I've got that die cut out. So let's do, the next thing I'm going to do is die cut is, let me share these with you. These are gorgeous. So here is our lovely soldier, and I'm going to bring it up to the camera so you can see. Let me pop it on some white, but look at the detail in him. You've got all his, like where his bootlaces go and his backpack, everything is on there. You've got all that gorgeous detail. And then I'm going to use the words, lest we forget. This could be a birthday card, it doesn't have to be a solemn card, but I just thought with Remembrance Day coming up, I would use this. And if you wanted to, if you had a big, taller card you were doing, like say the 10th fold that we did the first one, you could always as well get the plinth, because he stands nicely on the plinth. Okay, now Deborah's just asked, I just saw that, how do you stop marks getting on your card? Well, you'd have seen that I don't have a problem really. If you do, all I can suggest is you put just a piece of copy paper or a super smooth 160 to protect your card, and then you'll be fine. But I don't normally have a problem. So what I'm going to do is, you know that oval I just cut out? This is where I'm being frugal, because I like this cardstock and I want it to last. So I'm going to put my soldier in the middle and my words. Okay, and I'm going to tape them in place. Let's just move that bit over a little bit. So I'm going to put that on there. Stay put. And that on there, because I can then cut this out the bit that's getting hidden. So this is being a frugal crafter. So I'm just taping it in place so it doesn't overlap, because you don't want your dies to overlap in your machine, because all you do is dent them. So I'm just popping tape on there. So that's where your repositionable tape comes in really handy. So let's pop that through the machine. Okay. I'm not going to use the plinth on this occasion, but the plinth is available if you wish to use it. All right. So let's just take our backing off. Okay. That's one piece. But this is meaning that I'm making my cardstock go further. And when you're buying this lovely specialist card, you want it to. Okay, so let me pop that there to one side. So I've got my lovely little soldier here. So you've got your release holes at the back. So you can just press the release hole and remove your die, and then just pop out the pieces that haven't come out. But I think you will agree he looks absolutely stunning, doesn't he? Gorgeous, all that fabulous detail going on. Hoping you can see that there. I'm going to cut him out again now in some black. So I've just got some black card here. I'm going to cut while I'll just release that. So I'm going to cut him out in some black card. And I'm also going to cut out one of my dies from my poppy set. Now, remember the poppy set we had with the dies? So let's find the dies. I'm going to use this one just here. So I'm going to cut that out as well. So let me just hold that in place so it doesn't move about while I release my words from my red. So I'm just going to release these carefully. So I've got my lovely words going on there. I wonder how many people are actually crafting along with me. If you are, even if you haven't caught up by the time we finish, when you do finish, or if you're watching at a later time, do please share your makes over on our Pink Frog Inspirations Facebook page, because we love to see what you've created, and it's nice for other people to see as well. So let me just release that one there. There we go, that's we. And then we go in with the forget. And just use your pokey tool, because this is textured card and this is a very fine sentiment. So just take your time. And that all gets released nicely. That's that. I'm going to be using tweezers to stick this down. I didn't put that on my shopping list, did I? So I should have put that down for Kim. I'm sure Pink Frog do lovely tweezers too. Let's get that last piece out. So you can see how frugal I have been. There we go. Let's take that last piece out there. So I've got my oval. I've got my white oval go over the top, so you're not even going to see any of that. Let's take out the black now that we've die cut. So I've got a lovely poppy. So you can see all the elements are starting to come together. Let's just release this one. There we go. And even against the black, you have all that lovely detail going on. So that is that. I'm going to leave that die there because I need that again in a moment. So I've got that now. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to bring my stamping platform in. And I'm going to need my stamp that matches that shape, which is this one here. So I'm just going to not sticking that on there, Dawn. You're going to put it that way round. There we go. And I've got some red card here. So on there, and I'm going, this time I'm going to go in with some black ink and just pressing that all down. And then just make that image. Oh, need to re-ink my ink. I've re-inked one and I've left it in the other room. So I think I need to re-ink this one now, because I've done my VersaFine Clair one. So I'm going to do that out of red, but I'm going to also die cut it out of green. Now, this is an alternative. You could stamp this and colour it in with your alcohol pens, your watercolour pens. Not a problem at all. The stamping platform. This is another stamping platform that Pink Frog carry. So I'm sure the lovely Kim will share with you the stamping platform. That's fine. That's just going to be absolutely perfect. So let me pop this back in its place. It's a great stamping platform. Now the sticky pad at the bottom doesn't come with it. You get your magnets, but you don't get this. This is just a sheet from Sizzix. It's double-sided adhesive and it just holds everything in place. So it's just me adding that. Now I'm going to die cut these. So I'm going to take the die that matches and pop this over the top. So this is a great alternative if you don't like colouring in. So this is like paper piecing. So, excuse me. So just match that in its spot. Go in again with your repositionable tape. And we'll pass that through our machine. I've got everything I'm starting to get ready here. This is looking very good. See, it's all going to come together in no time at all, because we're doing all the prep and I like to do it with you in real time. Oh, let me have a sip of tea. Got a tickle in the back of my throat. You can tell I've been talking too much, can't you? So we take that one out, pop that piece out, and we're going to do exactly the same with the red. Is that going to fit on there? No, I need to trim a piece off. It won't fit my stamp on my die cutting platform. So we've got our red one, and we're going to do a little bit of fussy cutting with this as well, because I'm just giving you an alternative way to do this, as I said, if you don't like colouring. All right, so through we go. Let's put that out the way. I've got all this already. Right, that's all our die cutting done. So we can start assembling our cards. You see the tape, I'm using the same pieces of tape over and over again, and you will do that with the Scotch tape. It does last a long time. So there's my dies. Let's put this away so I don't lose it. Back in its place. Right, let's start assembling this all together. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is to take my two soldiers, and I'm going to drop shadow these. So I'm going to go in with my finer nozzle bottle, and I'm going to put the black over the red, but this can be your choice. You can choose. So by drop shadow in, I'm leaving the red shadow at the background, so when it's on the card it looks like it's 3D. Okay, so it's going to give more depth to it. So with my bottle, if you're doing fine nozzle stuff and you're concerned you haven't, with dexterity you're worrying, if you put your hand, if not on your desk, and do it that way, I'm doing it in midair, but if you do it that way, you've got more control. Okay, let me just pop my lid on there. It's not going on. There we go. So this is going to stick over the top of here. And by drop shadowing, what you're doing is you're going to, you can go down, you can go up, you can go to the left, you can go to the right. You choose. But what you're getting is, can you see that nice edge on there? So it looks like there's sort of someone behind there. I'm hoping the light's picking that up, because obviously we're pitch black outside now, which is not very good. So I'm going to take one of my ovals that I've cut. Now, did I do a bigger oval? I thought I did. Or did I not? No, the same size. That's fine. We'll go with that. So I'm going to stick this onto here. Again, going in with my fine nozzle. So just do little dots as well if you're, you know, you're worrying you're not going to get glue in every spot. By having little dots, you can do that as well. So I'm using the finer of the two, so I've got more control. And then I'm going to stick my lovely soldier on there. So he's ready to go. And then we're going to look at these gorgeous poppies. So straight away, I'm going to go on with my black background. And in fact, I can bring my other glue in this time. Let me put the lid on that one. So I'm going to do parts of this 3D, but this black background I'm doing flat. Okay, so that can, I'm going up a little bit higher because I can get my wording on as well. And then the next thing I'm going to do is stick the green one on. Again, I'm going flat, but you know, like we did with the soldier where we did a drop shadow, we're going to do the same with the green. So it then mirrors it. So slightly to one side. There we go. So you've got that lovely drop shadow effect going on. And then let me just pop the lid on my glue. Now with this piece, I'm going to trim it. So this is called paper piecing. So if you're not, what I said, if you're not happy about doing your colouring, you can do paper piecing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut round here. So that's going to give me that poppy. And then this would be your green leaf or green stalk going up there. So I'm going to cut that away. So just going with some fine scissors, just a little bit of fussy cutting. And then you've just got to fussy cut it round that way. So I've got that one. And then what I am going to do, you don't have to, but I am going to do it. I'm going to just fussy cut this little piece up here as well. Okay, let's take him off there. So I'm going to go in with my fine glue and I'm going to do this part first so I don't lose it. And I'm just going to put the glue on there. And then where's my tweezers? Sometimes tweezers are what you need. Just to add that little element on there. Let's just pop that down. That's it. Now, did I 3D this bit? No, I didn't. I thought I 3D'd it, but I didn't. So let's stick this one down. Could 3D it if you want to, but if you're going to be posting, you may choose not to. The choice is yours. And then I'm going to lay it actually on the green. I'm not drop shadowing it off. I'm going to lay it totally on and press that one down. And then again, we'll do this one as well. And straight over the top. Okay. So let's clear these decks a little bit. So let's just pop out the last couple of bits on the words here. That's that one. And that one. Oh, there's another little piece there, look. It's just a lovely sentiment, this, isn't it? And it's a very poignant time of year for so many. You know, if you're fundraising at all, great to be able to make things like this. I think it's really good. Oh, let's just pull that away. Got a piece of that back in there that's bugging me. Let me just pull that off. There we go. Should have cleaned my tweezers before I started, shouldn't I? There we go, that's that bit out. So let's stick these down. So I like to hold it with my tweezers and then just go in with little dots. Okay, just to put your glue on the back of your lettering. You could put it through a Xyron machine if you have one. That's another way you can do it. And I just like to dab off the worst of the glue on my hand. If you don't want to do it on your hands, you can just do it on a scrap of paper. That's another way you can do it. So let's just bring... Hoping this is all going to fit on. It should do. Oh, it's not very straight. That's not very straight, Dawn. There we go. And this one. Again, little dots. Don't worry that you haven't got glue on every single piece, because by dabbing it on your hand, you're spreading the glue. Pop that onto there. And let me just take the little pieces out of these words just here. Now, I could have die cut this all ahead of time, but in true craft along, I want you to be able to join in with me in real time. Okay. There's that little pesky bit that won't come out. Come away, that's it, got it. Having glue on my hands doesn't help, but we're getting there. So, how many people, I wonder, have actually got the poppy dies? I'd love to know. You'll have to give me a thumbs up if you've got them. They are gorgeous, and I think it's a game changer having the dies with them. Right, so I'm going to stick this down now. Sorry I'm not looking at all your comments, but I'm crafting with you, so I don't want to keep stopping because I want to be doing it with you in real time. Let's see if we can get this on here. Yes, we can. Just gently press that down. And that's exactly where we want it. Now I'm going to put my lid on this one, because we're going to start popping our card together. We're just about in the right time. Now, before I attach our board, I'm going to do a little bit of red on here. So I'm just going to go in with my sponge. And what I like to do is to just go round the edge, just to tie everything in together. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of poppy samples. You've seen a couple already at the end, if you can stick with me. And if not, we'll pop them over on the Pink Frog page. And also, don't forget to look at Pink Frog's inspirations, because you know at the top of the Pink Frog's inspirations page, you'll see a little, there's a thing that says albums. Now, in those albums, if you click on that, you'll see lots of albums with lots of different ideas. And I think you'll find Poppy Stamps is one of them. So you'll see other ideas from the design team and also your makes. Please do start sharing your makes, because we'd love to add your makes to our albums as well. So I've done my front. So let's go in with the bigger glue bottle this time. And we're putting glue, so that's our front. I've done ink on this side, and you're going to put glue on this side. Okay. So again, close to the edge, but not on it. If you lay it flat like this, and then you line it up with that edge. Okay. And you know what I'm going to say. Give it a little burnish so it's in the right place. So there we go, that's going to stay on there. So let's get our lovely little soldier. You know, if you're making to sell for charity, he is gorgeous, I think. It's very, very to the point of this time of year. So we'll stick him down there. And then you remember we had cut the oval, but we fussy cut everything from the inside. We're now going to stick that onto this other side. Okay, so we stick that one nice and flat. Let's slide that over a little bit so it's central. So that's that gorgeous cardstock in the A6 size, which is perfect for card fronts if you're doing smaller cards. Now the next bit, I am going to 3D. Now if you're posting and you want it flat, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to 3D mine. Okay, let me clean the decks a bit because I seem to have stuff everywhere. But I'm going to use something new. So new, I haven't even got it out of my packet because I wanted to share it with you. So, you're probably saying, okay, Dawn, yes, this is the foam pads on a roll. The 3D foam pads on a roll. Yes, it is Pink Frog 3D foam pads on a roll. However, let me bring this up to the camera. This is a different size. This is 12 by 25 by 2 mil. So you've got the same thickness as our originals, but you've got slimmer sections. And it's a slightly smaller roll. So Kim will put up all the details of it, but they just peel off. So I can put a few just round the edge. So they're easy finger lift. You can see you've got that easy finger lift on the side there. So if you haven't tried out our foam pads on a roll, please do, because they are just great. And I'm not just saying that. So by having the smaller size, again, you've got the... How quick and easy is that? I'm not mucking about with, oh, it's not going to come off or anything like that. So... brilliant to use, and I'm going to now mount this on the oval. So there we go. There is our lovely finished card. I'm not going to put any gems or anything on this because I don't feel that it needs it at all. Okay, because we're, you know, it's the time of year that we're doing. So if I bring in my original, two together, absolutely fine. They look, well, I think they look fabulous, but that's me. The nice thing is they go flat for posting, but you've got that bit of detail going on, that you've got a lovely mantelpiece pleaser as well. And I'm just going to share with you a couple of other little ideas with the poppy stamps. So if you haven't already got them, it will share a few ideas with you. Let me just bring these up here. So let me just move those to one side. So we got, again, a little memory book. Caroline did this from Pink Frog. A lovely little memory book using those gorgeous poppy stamps. She's used the red foiled card here, but look at the stamps using her masket again as well. So there's some dies that Pink Frog do as well, but you know, just utilizing it in so many different ways. So this will give you lots of other ideas of using them. Poppies, as you know, can be used for any occasion. So if I bring in, there was a card. They don't have, this is the precious poppies. They can be coloured any colour you like. They don't have to be red. You know, they can be used for all sorts of occasions as well. Birthdays as well. Here, no, not that one. This one, again, using... Now, this time I used... Remember, I used the die? I used the die and cut myself a mask out the masket, stuck it over my coloured image, and then I coloured it in with my ink over the top. So you can use your dies to cut masks out for your poppies as well. And here is another one that's just 3D'd up, just with a simple background with the black, again showing that you don't have to colour it in, but the poppy stamps colour in beautifully. This is done with alcohol pens, no problem at all. So I'm Dawn from Pink Frog. I do hope you've enjoyed today's craft along, and I will be back on Friday to do a craft along, but this time I'm going to be here at 3:30. So don't forget to check out me at 3:30 for a craft along. Give me a thumbs up or a heart if you'd like to see what we're going to be making. Now let me see if I can try and see any chat, because this is the other thing, I'm not seeing it all. Let me try again and see if I can see the comments. Let's have some thumbs up and hearts if you want to see what I'm going to be making on Friday. Oh yes, we've got some coming along. I can see them. Oh, fab. Right, shall I show you what we're going to make then on Friday before I go? Yes, you want to have a look? So let me slide all this to one side. Let me stand my cards up over here. So this is what we're going to make on Friday. Now, when I did the masket craft along, and if you have missed the craft alongs, you can still catch up with them over on the Pink Frog Cards and Crafts website. They're all there to be seen. And I said you keep that image because you're going to need it. We're going to make a concertina memory book. This is made out of the 15 by 42 cardstock. This will hold 14 6x4 cards. Okay, so it opens up, I don't know whether the camera could pick this up, it opens up as a concertina. So you've got all these different elements, but it's perfect for adding your photographs. If you do craft stalls, this is perfect to make and sell because it takes no time at all to make. You can use your camera stamp to so people know where to put their photographs, and you can sell these at a brilliant price because you're making a little photo album, but a photo album with a difference that folds up nicely for people to put in their bags. So that's what I'm going to be making Friday at the craft along. This is what we made today at today's craft along. So you got two the same, but I just think just absolutely elegant. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you joining me. Thanks to Kim and all the Pink Frog crew that have been sending you comments and letting me bring these lives for you. So if you haven't already subscribed to Pink Frog's Cards and Crafts newsletter, sign up for the newsletter and then you'll be updated every time there's like lives going on or special offers, things like that happening. You won't miss out on anything at all. So I would say thank you very much for joining me. I hope you like the cards. And if you crafted along with me, please share your likes over on Pink Frog's Inspirations because we would love to see them. So I'm just going to bring the camera down to say a goodbye. Let me just turn this around. Oh, there you all are. So I just want to thank you again. And I will look forward to seeing you Friday. So I'm going to say a goodbye from me and see you soon. Bye for now.